As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have the Polish Terran player representing Starlight Twinkle. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have as opponent, we have the Ukrainian Zerg player representing Berserker Esports. It is DIMAGA. Is Baby technically in Basilisk via Roddy Proxy? By that logic, is Eric technically on Onside Gaming because of Crank? Maybe. Onside Gaming's Eric. Let's go. Let's go. I don't think it quite works like that, unfortunately. Oh. But yeah, here we go. We are going to be getting into our openers. Spirit, kind of known for his more greedy economic openers in TvZ whenever he can get away with it. But I imagine Spirit is familiar with DIMAGA. You know, they're both from the region of Europe. I'm sure they've played many games with each other before, and I'm sure he's familiar that DIMAGA is usually thriving in the mid game off of a lower drone count, a higher army supply instead. And we'll see how Spirit does adapt. But if you are asking for Eric, he'll be our final series. The last series of the night will be Eric, so we're saving the best for last. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. Until then, of course, we still have some amazing players and some amazing StarCraft, and we are just going for a Rax expand. Nothing too crazy here from Spirit. He has been known to go for CC first, but I feel like Dragon Scales is a really risky map to do it on, as the rush distance is pretty short on this map, and pull firsts are quite common. So, or aggressive openers are quite common. So yeah, he is going to just be chilling instead. Going to be going for his Reaper opener. Didn't go for an SCV scout, so cutting some corners, being a little bit greedy, but at least he will be confirming everything with the Reaper. As he gets across the map, DIMAGA, of course, went for a hatch gas pool opener, is going for his third base on time as well, so everything is looking normal, everything is looking standard. Spirit, he sees the timing of the hatchery, he also checks the triangular third, and after going into the main, I'm sure is going to be checking the linear third. Making sure no two base all-in shenanigans are coming his way, and there we go, he does confirm it. And behind this, we are going straight into our third CC. So it's going to be a 3cc starport opener. We'll see if he's going to be going for a Banshee, could be going for a Liberator instead, or even just a Viking. There are kind of different ways to follow up from this. From here as well, going to be getting into his Hellions. So yeah, pretty standard economic openers from both players to begin with. See where things go from here. We'll see when DIMAGA cuts workers. As the Reaper is just looking to be a little bit annoying here. Never dipped into the main, actually, which is pretty interesting. Despite having a cliff to go in, Spirit, he just never went for it, just checking the third base more than anything. Very casual with his scouting. Behind this, it is going to be that 3cc, but oh, we have something very different. Okay, so it isn't going to be a 3cc Banshee. We're going for a Viking first. The Viking is designed to shut down this Overlord and deny any kind of scouting, because we're rushing into Marauders. We're making Hellions. This is going to be a Hellbat push. Let's go. A Marauder, a 3cc Marauder Hellbat push. So this isn't all in by any means. This isn't all in by any means. This is designed to cripple, to deal some damage, and to expand behind it, of course. Macro opener, macro. Your Viking is going to be shutting down this Overlord. DIMAGA, with very limited scouting information, doesn't have a second Overlord out, and even if he did, we have a Marine patrolling just in case. And the Hellions are going to be moving out just to harass, just to try to keep everything looking normal. Meanwhile, back at home, we have an armory being thrown down for those Hellbats. We have the medevac on the way as well to heal those Marauders. And the way this works is that Marauders with Concussive Shell, they're going to be focusing down the Queens, the Hellions and the Hellbats are going to be focusing down the Lings as well, and we try to snowball and get out of control. If the Queen count isn't high enough, then DIMAGA is going to be in trouble. Looking at the units tab, we have 7 Queens. Not ideal, If we bring all queens to the front line, we're going to be okay. But he has to be very careful here because he's not going for a Roach Warren. He doesn't have a Baneling Nest. He's going into 1-1, which is also a little bit scary. He's only going to have Ling Queen to defend. And again, he won't have all of his queens together. We have a couple of Lings on the way, but DIMAGA, he is droning. And here we go, Spirit. His hand has been shown. He's diving on in. He's trying to chase down these Lings, but instead he goes for the queens. Oh my god, the target firing! The medevac goes down immediately. The Lings are coming in as well, but they're getting roasted by these Hellbats. They don't get the Marauders. Oh, and there we go. 1 or 2 queens are going to be going down. The Lings have all been roasted as well. And this is getting a bit out of hand. Ay, ay, ay. The Lings don't stand a chance. The last queen falls. There's only one left. Oh! Ooh. And even though we didn't kill any drones, this is already worth it. 7 queens. 7 queens went down. That eats into the injects. That eats into the creep spread. That was every single queen on the map. And again, it didn't have to deal economic damage because we have a 3rd CC, like macro. Like it was an economic opener. So Spirit is fine as long as DIMAGA doesn't do too much counter damage, and he's got Lings, sure, but and Spirit is a little bit vulnerable, but we have Hellions on the way, and yeah, DIMAGA, he's stuck at home. Oof. Ay, ay, ay. So Spirit looking quite powerful indeed after that opener. We do have a little bit of harass here in the main base. 3 drones going to be going down to a Liberator, but only 3. Meanwhile, the Ling confirms the 3rd CC, confirms the saturation as well. And what is DIMAGA's plan going to be? He's trying to resaturate his bases. He's trying to catch back up, rebuild his queens. He's actually going Ling Bane Hydra. So the Hydra Den is thrown down. A pretty early Hydra Den as well. Yeah, because of that, that's going to be eating into the overall Baneling count. We actually don't have that much gas to work with. So a little bit greedy of DIMAGA to tech up this quickly. Boys, the Ling does slip into the main base and sees everything, confirms the timing of the 4th CC. As the 4th CC is thrown down, DIMAGA is getting his own 4th up and running. And that is going to be scattered and confirmed by Spirit with that scan. And he's getting into Biomine. Drilling Claws is on the way, and I do think Hydras are going to do well against this. Hydras into Lurkers typically do quite well against Widowmines into Biomine. But we're not quite there yet. There is no Lurker Den, just Lingbane Hydra for the time being. We do have an Infestation Pit on the way for that Hive. And Spirit is just looking to assert himself and clean up all this creep. And again, because the queen count was reset, this is creep that isn't really going to be rebuilt. Gonna have a hard time at respreading all that creep. Meanwhile, the tank is on siege, and here we go. The Lings are diving on in. Banelings are looking for those connections. Well, Spirit does get caught on siege. The tank does go down. And where are those mines that we were seeing earlier? We do have one Widow mine up. Ooh. But it does get focused down. And DIMAGA is slowly breaking on through. The Banelings have arrived as well. Here come the reinforcements. We need them. The bunker stands strong, and Spirit will hold on to his 3rd. He was maybe a little bit paranoid about a run by here at his natural, but with those reinforcements, he's going to be able to hold on. Didn't lose too much either. He lost a tank and a couple of Widow mines. Acceptable losses. Oh my god. Massive Widow mine shot that's going to be going off. Oh no. Ooh. And we have 2 more mines behind that. DIMAGA, I don't know if we really want to be pushing it. No! The mines go off again, this time connecting with the Banelings, and now the Hydras are exposed, and without the Banelings, these Hydras are going to be going down. These are expensive losses for DIMAGA, and that may just be it. The army goes down. The 5th base is exposed. And Spirit has so much momentum going his way. There are 0 Banelings, 0 Hydras, only Lings to defend. And Lings are going to do nothing against this. He scans ahead of time, sees the Banelings being morphed in, and he's going to get on top of them. Just like that, in a blink of an eye, GG gets called. And Spirit takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. Things weren't looking too bad for DIMAGA after the opener, but those mine shots were brutal, and we saw as soon as he lost those banelings, immediately Spirit dove on those Hydras and was able to just keep on pushing from there. Just too many bad trades too quickly from the side of DIMAGA. Ooh. And with that, Spirit takes a lead, and we are going to be getting into game number 2. I noticed that as well, complete noob. I noticed that as I was saying it, and after I said it, I was like, oh. I noticed, Bobby, I noticed. Aye. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Gress Farm, we have the Polish Terran player representing Starlight Twinkle, leading the series 1-0. It is Spirit. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Gress Farm, we have his opponent. We have the Ukrainian Zerg player representing Berserker Esports. It is DIMAGA. Oh boy, here we go. Again, a very powerful start here from Spirit in game 1, going for a 3cc into a Marauder Hellbat push, completely unscouted, and DIMAGA was caught with his pants down. There was, again, no banelings, no roaches. He was in the middle of droning, so he didn't have that many lings. He only had 7 queens, and every single queen went down in that push, alongside a bunch of lings as well. So, yeah, it was a really rough start to game 1. DIMAGA trying to bring it back in the end, but wasn't able to. But now, we have a fresh game. You know, we can wipe the slate clean. And I can't imagine Spirit is going to be going for that build 2 games in a row. I can't imagine that's the case. As we do see a hatch gas pool opener from DIMAGA once again. Kind of to be expected. Again, DIMAGA isn't necessarily aggressive in the early game. It's the mid game. It's the mid game where he can really thrive. Where I do want to believe that he can make something happen. Meanwhile, Spirit once again is going to be skipping the SCV Scout, but he's not going to be skipping the Reaper, so he's not going to be insanely greedy, as we have seen him go for like reactor openers in the past against certain players. But yeah, it's just going to be in the dark, at least until the Reaper comes out and moves out across the map. Oh. So until then, we're going to be chilling. This is where we posture check. No slouching in the chat. Make sure that you stretch, drink plenty of water, hydrate your hydras, stretch your roaches, and massage all your marines. Oh, let's go. As Reaper finally does get across the map, confirms the positioning of the third base, that there is a third base as well. And now the dance begins. Oh my god, he's being a little bit greedy. He is diving on top of that drone. He wants it. Up. Does force a spore. Jesus, Spirit with no chill here. He just immediately ran past the lings. Just trying to be a little bit cheeky, but he doesn't get the drone in the end. Spirit, we gotta calm down, Poppy, calm down. Oh my god. As he tries to go back in, a cheeky grenade there, but no, he is denied. The creep tumor will survive, and DIMAGA defends. Meanwhile, back at home, we are seeing another 3cc opener. 3cc before starport. We do have that starport on the way. So once again, very economic out of Spirit. Now, we can go into a multitude of different openers. We are taking our gas. This could be a starport into Viking, like we saw last game, to hide tech. We can go into a Liberator to be aggressive with Libs and Hellions, or we can go into an add-on swap. And we do have a tech lab on the way, so we could see an add-on swap to go into a Banshee opener. And meanwhile, we do see the Hellions going to be meeting up with the Reapers across the map. Oh, we don't get an add-on swap once again. Oh, he's doing... Once again, it's a Viking. Once again, Marauder production. It is the exact same build as game 1. He's going to be going for a Hellbat Marauder push off of 3cc. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Like, it did so well in the first game. And if you're DIMAGA, you have to be wondering, there's no way he does it 2 games in a row, right? There's no way. Oh, DIMAGA. He's so pure. So here we go. The Viking has arrived, and this is a bit of a tell already, as it is a Viking first, so unlikely to be Banshees. Hellions are moving out. DIMAGA maybe getting some flashbacks, maybe doing a bit of a double take. Throwing down his Evo chambers, droning up as we speak. Let's have a look at the queen counts. We're up to 7. Are we gonna make more than 7? Are we gonna go up to 8, 9, or even 12? The answer for now is no. We have he thinks it's libs. He's throwing down spore crawlers. These are spores designed to defend against liberators. I mean, it's anything but. Oh boy, here we go. Spirit is rallying everything across the map. Still staying on only 7 queens. We're droning. We're droning quite a bit, Papi. Quite a bit. The Viking looking for a little bit more damage. The queens are being pulled out of position. Off of creep even. And Spirit is waiting for his moment. Armory is just now finishing up. And here we go. We're diving onto creep. We're looking for those queens. Marauders have arrived. We saw last time the great target firing on that medevac, if you recall. Well, this time the Lings are trying to get on top of the Marauders. But the Lings, they all get cleaned up. The Marauders are going to town on those queens. And it looks like, just like the last game, every single queen is going to fall. 1 Marauder goes down, but only 1. And this time there are so many more Hellbats left over. We can keep pushing. GG gets called. And Spirit takes the 2-0. Oof. GG. It wasn't even all in, Papi. He had a 3rd CC. He was throwing down Raxes behind it. Ay. You know, it's one of those builds where it's like, you know, it's designed to deal some damage, but if you happen to just end the game, then that's like a bonus. It's a bonus. GG, well played. Unlike game number 1, DIMAGA wasn't able to focus down that medevac, so because of that, he wasn't able to take down the Marauders. The healing from that medevac was doing a lot of work, keeping those Marauders alive. Lings immediately went down, and again, just a greedier start from DIMAGA, going for double Evo chambers, no Baneling Nest, very few Lings. Only 7 queens. And we only fought with 4 of them. The other 3 came in a little bit later. GG, well played. Spirit takes the series 2-0 and moves on to the next round, where who's he going to face? Who's he facing in the next round? Spirit versus the winner of Wayne versus Nicaract. That's going to be a spicy one, because I feel like there's... I don't think there really is a rivalry between Spirit and Wayne, but they have been facing a lot recently. Like we've been casting a lot of Wayne versus Spirit, and it's always a lot of fun to see them duke it out. 2 of the stronger Terran and Zergs in Europe. It's always a lot of fun to watch the 2 of them go at it. Of course, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. You know, Wayne has to get through Nicaract first, but he's the favorite, and that would be a really good TvZ if it were to happen. Otherwise, if Nicaract somehow gets through Wayne, then Nicaract, he is a TvT sniper. Like, he actually has a decent shot against Spirit. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting series nonetheless, regardless of whether it's Wayne or Nicaract that makes it through.